Unconsciously, I think most people put more value in man-made material things than they do themselves. But how can you know if you're authentic if you don't truly know what is genuine and real for you without any outside influences? Be sure to stick around for the entire video. Let's address it. So, look what I got. Y'all, I don't know if anybody has ever tried this, but this is from Walmart. Walmart. This is the jersey sheet set. I just got the extra large twin size. They come in different sizes, but it's made out of like 100% cotton, if I'm not mistaken. But it's made out of t-shirt fabric. See? It says soft t-shirt fabric. Anyways, today I want to make this skirt. Bling. And I want to make a top to go with it. Now, I don't know what type of top I want to make. I was debating on whether I should do a dress or a two-piece set. And I'm thinking I'm going to go two-piece set because I think this skirt is a skirt that I could wear all summer long. Like and in fact, today, because I don't have much time, I'm going to draft a pattern on the fabric, but I think that I'm going to actually draft a paper pattern of this as well so I can make it again, because I got a feeling I'm going to love it. And again, this is something that I would really wear year round. This fabric is not very, it's not super thick. It's just like a nice soft cotton t-shirt. I picked this green color. It's called Sea Turtle, MSC Turtle is the name of the color. They have different colors. They have grays. They have like this other weird heather gray. They have blues. They have different colors, but this is the color I picked. I got some black, like little sock booties I plan on wearing with this. So first things first, I need to wash this. Always wash your fabric. Okay. Fresh out the dryer. Dry sheets. Y'all, when I tell y'all washing this fabric, it's so much softer now. It's still nice and warm and it smells good. It smells like fresh, clean clothes. So I'm not changing my thread out though. Nope. I got navy blue thread in my serger because I'm going to serge what I can serge. I have black thread in my sewing machine. Now I will say in my sewing machine, I'm gonna see how much black thread I have in my bobbin. But on the top one, because I have to rethread the top anyway, I do have a green. I will change it out to a green. It's not the same exact green. In fact, let me grab it. I actually have like a hunter green, but I don't know where it is and I'm not looking for it because I ain't got time. These two greens I have, obviously this ain't gonna work, so we're gonna go with this. It is not the same. It is not, but it's close. It's gonna have to be what it is today. You understand? Because remember, we're sewing on a very strict time restraint. It says you couldn't serge it with the right color? No, I'm gonna serge it with what I have, and I'm all right with that. I have my measuring tape, and the first measurement we're gonna get is my waist. Now, your waist measurement, your waist is typically like the smallest part, right? The smallest part where you'll bend. But people like to wear clothes in different places, right? You might not necessarily want a high waist. If you plan on making something that's a little more drop waist, then that's the waist measurement you're gonna take. For me, I want this skirt to hit me about here. This is about like where I like it. My belly button's right here. Now my hips. Actually, is this even the right side? No. All right, hips around the butt and the widest part of your hips, which I already pretty much know my measurements. This is the easiest way for me to do waist to floor by yourself, right? Put your measurement tape. Try to straighten it out so that you can see the big numbers. It's easier to see the big numbers, right? So lay it out on the floor and then pull it up to your waist. I'm gonna take a step up. And if I just look down from where I am to here, The measurement tape hits the floor at 43 inches. The last measurement that I want is from my waist to like the bottom of my butt, where I want that to start. So I'm gonna go right here. I don't want it to be like right underneath my butt because you're not gonna see it. I'm gonna go right here. And let's see. That's 15. Okay, and then so these measurements, you want to add at least a half an inch, depending on what your seam allowance is, but add a half an inch for seam allowance. You really don't need to. Honestly, now that I think about it, you really don't need to because this is stretch and I want this to be form-fitting. Typically when you use knit fabric that's stretchy and you want it to be form-fitting, you want negative ease, which means if your waist measures 30 centimeters, which I wish mine did, you know, if your waist measures 30 centimeters, then you might want to actually cut an inch smaller, 29 centimeters. That gives you 1 inch negative ease plus your seam allowance. So depending on your seam allowance, 1 3/8, 1 5/8, 1.5 inches negative, and that's gonna make it so that it's nice and snug if you have stretchy fabric. We are not putting zippers, we are not putting darts, so because we ain't got time for that today, remember? Now, our fold is here. This is our fold, and this is our fold. So we're gonna cut this way. For the horizontal measurements, do you need to divide by 4? All the vertical measurements will stay the same. And so that's gonna be, okay. That makes so much more sense, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm about to cut this thing all wrong. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord, because let me tell you something. This was just off. It was just all the way off. It was not making no sense, okay? And so let's just do better. Let's do better, okay? Take your time and hurry up at the same time. Thank you so much. Look how much more fabric I have. Like, bro, I was about to make a big old mistake. I was about to be so mad. But this is what happens when you be rushing. You be rushing because you waited last minute, literally last minute. You want to wait, and when I say you, I'm talking about me, until, it's not that I wanted to wait, y'all. Like, I really want to do better with like having stuff done beforehand, but realistically speaking, it don't work.
Imagine a world where everyone is the most genuine and authentic version of themselves. What industry do you think will be the most affected? In my opinion, probably the cosmetic surgery industry. Side eye. Truth is, most people who get cosmetic surgery don't do it because they want to improve the quality of their life.
See? All right. Now, we got a lot of fabric left. We could probably really do the top with this and then have a whole nother sheet. Here's our waistband. We're going to just slit this right in half on the fold. This is going to be my front piece. So I'm going to just set this piece aside for now until I get the pieces to the back together. Okay. Now, for the back piece, we want the measurement from the top to the bottom of our butt. And I know this is going to look like that's a big measurement, but you got to account for the bump of the booty. And so the bottom of my bump is going to be right there. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that all the way across, measure that a few more times. I'm not on a really hard surface, so the chalk ain't chalking. The chalk ain't chalking. Okay.
Listen, I'm not against cosmetic surgery at all. However, I can't submit to the idea of anyone doing anything to fit in or be like others. Uniqueness is beautiful. I believe that God created us wonderfully unique with distinct differences. To think that no one has your fingerprint. But then why do we strive to be a carbon copy of what we see on social media? Maybe we don't believe that our true selves are interesting enough. Maybe the illusion of another lifestyle is more appealing. Or maybe we just haven't blocked out the noise enough to sit with ourselves and ask, who am I? I remember in my early 20s when I asked myself this question. I wasn't content with working a 9 to 5 where I just blend in with the crowd. I've always known that I was destined for more. I knew that I was special and talented. I just didn't know what my thing was. If I had to introduce myself aside of my name, who would I say that I am? Or more importantly, who did God create me to be?
Sew and be having like mad threads. Alright, so I need to go measure how much across here.
As a follower and believer of Jesus Christ, I honor the Bible as a foundational truth. So it must be true that God knew me before I was conceived. He knows my end to my beginning. Also, there are books in heaven with all the details of my life written out. God makes no mistakes.
Okay. Now we got the crisscross done. We need to get the back bottom part. Let me make sure both of my hems are on right. Yep. One hem, they have different threads, but like, who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? Put a few clips in there.
So, if he created me to be a certain way, and to have specific gifts, talents, and passions, then it has to be to fulfill my purpose and assignment here on the earth. What good would it be for me to change it at my own will? Or why not take the time to work with my Creator to figure these things out?
Like I don't know what seam allowance this is, like an 1/8 inch. It's a little less than a quarter, so I'm assuming it's an 8. And what I want to do is I want to make sure, now I sewed right sides together, and I want to make sure on the bottom end that I'm catching all of my layers and nothing is like rolled in on itself, no way, no how, okay? The diagonals or what we're sewing straight across. And so as I'm sewing, I'm going to just check a few times. Now the good thing about the fact that we basted the other 2 layers, so we know essentially where they overlap, you know, they're gonna be fine. I should have basted them either a little further into the seam allowance or made the seam allowance a little bigger. So I hope that once I'm finished that you won't see the basting stitch on the outside of this garment. And if you do, I just might have to go back with a second stitch because I'm not gonna have time to seam rip nothing. Seam ripping is just not an option right now. It's just not. Well, let's see. Did I do it? Okay, you can see a little bit of the basting stitch. A little bit right there. But it's not bad. Like, I ain't tripping off that. Here's some threads from when I took out that hem that was on this side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to serge this inside, and then I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to understitch it, or no, really more so top stitch on the top stitch half. But before I top stitch, I am going to take it to the ironing board and I'm going to iron it upwards, because that's the way that I'm going to, or should I serge it first and then iron it upwards? I might serge it first and then iron it upwards, because that's the way I'm going to stitch it. So, remember how we talked about negative ease? So I didn't do negative ease. I gave myself the exact amount that I needed, and because this fabric is thin and the elasticity is not the best, I have lots of extra. So I am going to actually like pin and just take that out. I was so anxious, like in a rush to get this look done so that I could wear it to go out. And then like literally before I was about to walk out the door, my good friend, she canceled because she wasn't feeling well. And so I never went nowhere. I never went nowhere. But it's okay. So, not gonna lie though, I love this skirt, y'all. Look where we at. Look where we at. Can you see it? Let's turn around. So in the back, we got the little split. There's a seam across the butt, which you probably can't see, but just take my word for it. When y'all see me put it together, there's a seam there, and then there's a split in the back. And so like, I love this skirt. It is so comfy. I'm not even finished the skirt. Excuse me. I'm not even finished the skirt. I haven't put a waistband on it yet, so we just got a raw edge. Just a raw edge. So I am going to put a waistband on it. And then also I'm thinking about putting pockets right here on the top. Like top stitching pockets on the top and then a waistband, and that's it for this skirt. I do still want to make a top for it, and I'm not quite sure what type of top I want to make, but I do want to make a top for it. However, I got a lot of stuff that I need to start working on for these events that I have coming up. And one event is next week, and I haven't even drafted any patterns, I haven't cut anything, and I still have to even order fabric for that. And so I'm gonna finish this skirt, and then part 2, a top to match, will come in the very near future. But y'all, do you like it? 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 Isn't it cute? It is so comfy too. Like, this is gonna be so perfect for the summertime. This is gonna be so perfect. I will say this fabric is kind of thin. It's not thin like see-through like you're gonna see your undergarments, but it's just thin. If you have any, imperfections, it ain't smoothing nothing out, baby. It is very thin. It's like a t-shirt. It really is t-shirt fabric, but it is very lightweight and breathable. This will be amazing for warm weather. This is definitely one of those. I gotta run to the grocery store. I gotta run to Target real quick, and I need something to throw on. This with a pair of sneakers, a little tee. Look, and this was a regular t-shirt that I cropped and did a little zhuzh to. A tee and a hat. You good to go, baby. It's a cute little casual outfit. You can run around the town. You can run around the town. So, anyways, let's get finished this skirt so I can be done.
Anyone can land a decent job, stick with it, climb up the ladder, and make a good living. For some, that may actually be a part of your assignment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they can't be true for everyone. Imagine if the world's leading trailblazers in business, technology, science, philanthropy, athletes, artists, even ministry never use their gifts and talents to pursue their passions. I mean, ew, what kind of ghetto is that? I've noticed that the people who are the most genuine with their passions are the people who get paid the infinite amount of money to do what they love. That's who I want to be. And if it's true that we are paid according to the value that we give, then being authentic would be at utmost importance. There's so much value in being authentic, which brings me back to my first thoughts. People place more value in man made items than themselves. People spend countless time and money for authentically rare items with little to no effort in searching themselves out to discover what makes you authentic and rare. Who knows? This may produce an increase in happiness, acceptance, joy, peace, and sales with a decrease in returns. A new generation of thought leaders, trailblazers, creatives, even working class people would emerge with confidence in who they are and what they have to offer the world. But how do we get there? Well, first, one person at a time. And with that being said, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Maybe YouTube will push out this video and have more people considering if they are showing up as their authentic selves. Next, ask Jesus. Who has He created you to be, and what is His will for your life? After all, He is alive. So if you speak to Him, He will speak back. God is more concerned about His will and not yours. He said that He knows the thoughts and the plans that He has for you, and they are of good and not of evil, but to give you an expected end in the future. So as soon as you come into agreement with His will for your life and who He says that you are, then your life will begin to change. It's actually a beautiful journey and most rewarding. But I think the biggest reason it's difficult for people to show up as exactly who God has created them to be is because of the fear of other people, not wanting to be ostracized for being different. The Bible says that whatever you yield your members to, it becomes your master. So in other words, if people dictate the way you live, then those very people have control over you. If fear motivates your actions, then fear has the control. It doesn't have to be that way. In fact, you are the only thing that you can control. So lastly, kick fear in the butt. It takes confidence, courage, and boldness to show up to the world as your authentic self. But if God be for you, who can be against you? You're a superhero. You got this.
All right, y'all. We're all done. All done. I'm so excited. This is such a cute skirt. I love the pockets. I think that was a good call. I think even if I felt like it, maybe a few other little pockets on here, but I like this. I love the pockets. I do think, there's a little slack in the pocket. So maybe I could have drafted that a little better so that it laid flat, but I'm not tripping. Again, this is a cute little skirt that you just wear out and about. And I love it. It's so comfy. I'm so excited about this skirt, if you cannot tell. So hopefully I'll have a pattern available for this skirt soon once I perfect some of these little pieces. I'm also thinking about making this skirt in a woven fabric, like a micro suede. So if I do that, then I'll possibly have a pattern available for that as well. But this is it, guys. Until next time, remember that you are absolutely a superhero and you should dress like